Hi, folks. Welcome back to the second of 3 virtual meetings for Regions 9 and 10. We are excited to have you back. If this is your second time, if this is your first time, welcome. We look forward to spending the next few hours with you discussing an important topic, interrupting the impact of traumatic stress. We have a really exciting and engaging presentation prepared for you today. I'm going to run through a couple things really quickly before we get started. Just to get you familiarized, and I apologize for those of you that have heard this before, but I know we have a couple of new people, so we want to make sure everyone is on the same page. Visible is the main platform that we're using to house the meetings. It's the way that most of you registered. The agenda is available there. The speaker information, the bios for both of our presenters is also there. And materials, you'll hear reference to some materials that were emailed to you once or twice, or I think we sent about 12 emails. So hopefully you have those materials available and handy. If not, let us know. We can shoot some things to you through the chat as well. But all of those materials and items are available on the Visible platform during the meeting, throughout the 3 meetings, and then after as well. So you can always go back and check some things out if you're interested. The main presentation will occur here in Zoom. I think we're all at least somewhat familiar with Zoom by now. We want to make sure that this is an engaging presentation, so we encourage you to submit questions through the chat box at any point, and we will address them as soon as we can, whether you have a question for the presenters or if you need some materials or if you are having some tech issues, just let us know and we will get to you as soon as possible. There will be some different polls and surveys that appear throughout this session, either through Zoom or through Menti. We're going to throw a lot of technology at you today, so hold on tight and get ready. And then we'll be using breakout rooms as well to get some more engaging discussions going on between all of you. Related to that, we want to make sure that if possible, you review your current Zoom username. If you are going by initials or Awesome Sauce or Mr. Cool, I think that those are all excellent names personally, but I think just for the purposes of the meeting, it might be easier for us to engage in dialogue if you switch your screen name to your regular name. So you can do that by hovering over your name in the participant list, clicking on more, and then rename. And you can bring your government name into the proceedings. So that's it for us. For me, anyway. I'm going to turn it over to Julie to get us started with some of the more exciting items of the day. Julie.
Thank you, Steve. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for being here with us. We're really glad that you're here. Between the COVID pandemic and the shelter in place and the subsequent economic, psychological, and emotional impacts of these events, we have all been through a lot this year and a half. And we have heard from many of our state partners an ongoing theme of deep concern about the impact that this sustained stress and trauma and despair has had on staff, and concerns about how you all can, leaders and managers can support your staff and prevent further burnout. So we're presenting this session as a way to respond to those concerns that you've communicated to us, in hopes that we'll provide you with some actionable strategies and resources that you can use to address and prevent burnout among your staff and among yourselves and the larger community. We hope that you're going to walk away with some tools and resources and a refreshed perspective on how to foster and grow the resiliency that already exists in your staff and in your organizations into something broader and something that will help you all prevent burnout and continue to thrive through this insanity. I have the honor to introduce one of our speakers. We have two speakers today, or two facilitators, trainers. The first person that I'll be introducing is Dr. Nicole Bassard. Dr. Nicole, AKA DJ Positive Light and Joy, as we like to call her, will be co-leading this session. She's a dynamic systems change and organizational leadership expert who's currently working with ICF and OFA. She brings over 20 years of experience in organizational leadership and change, and holds a PhD in organizational leadership and change. She helps organizations and communities unlock the collective wisdom within their teams, identify their unique core strengths, and engage the whole system in developing innovative strategies they're proud of. So I'm really excited to pass the mic to Dr. Nicole.
Excellent. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If I could ask just a couple of things to get us going here. We're a rather small but mighty crowd. So the first thing that I'm going to ask you to do, Dr. Barb and I intend to hold up our end of the bargain and make this an interactive session, meaning this will not be a one-way traditional webinar learning experience. So I'm going to ask you to do the great favor and service of putting your cameras on if you can. Understanding that you will be the best judge. If you're going to have children running around pantless in the background, we certainly understand not putting the camera on. So, we trust you to make that decision on your own. Secondly, let me ask that you all, if you could, either pull up on screen, or if you have printed it off, we have a couple of things that are going to be of use to you as we go through today. So one is the peer breakout instructions. We are, as Steve said, we're going to be doing some breakouts. So want to make sure that you have the questions that you'll need to access as we have you working together. And secondly, we have a toolkit that Dr. Barb and I have put together for you. You won't need that until after we conclude, but I do want to let you know that it is there. And she certainly may refer to it as we go forward. So last piece, if you have a pen, you will need a writing utensil. I have some reason fallen back in love with the old number 2 lead pencil. So just kind of flash that in the screen if you've got a pen, writing utensil, as well as something to write on. These two things are going to be your magic Harry Potter as we go through the day, because we do have a lot of information to share with you. So here's the other side of this, my wonderful people. We have gone and really been very committed to making sure that this is not a sage on the stage or an expert at the front of the room or at the front of your screen experience. So we are formally deputizing you as co-facilitators and co-leaders in learning around this event. So if you could give me a digital thumbs up or a thumbs up in your camera, if you can roll with that. Thanks, Ashley. I appreciate that. Excellent, excellent. I see you, Michaela. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Jennifer. Fantastic. Okay, guys, so here's what we're going to do, and here's where we're going to begin. What I'd love to have you do right now is to go into your chat. If you are ready to rock, please put in the chat, all in, all in. I am all in. If you are ready to go, please put that in the chat. We're going to be working that chat quite a bit as we go through the rest of the day. So let me get you going. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Shane. I see you. I see you, Emily. I see you, Catherine. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, guys, so here's what I want you to do. Since I formally deputized you as co-leaders and co-facilitators, here's something I need to lay down right now. As we're moving forward, our job here, as Julie said, for most of us, when we hear a topic like this, we're looking at how I can use this for the people that I serve, right? But if that was you, give me a digital thumbs up or just kind of raise your hand in the camera. When you heard this topic and it's like, oh, great, this will be great for my team. This will be great for the families that I serve, depending on where you're situated. But what we want you to do and to feel very comfortable doing, this information is for you first. We're asking that we put yourself at the center of the learning today. So that's the first piece. The second piece that we're going to ask you to attend to is this. I'm going to ask you to grab that mighty pencil or whatever your writing utensil is and your notepad, and I'm going to ask you to write down the following 3 questions as we go through the day. Here's what you're listening for. What energizes me? What inspires me? Or what solves or soothes an issue that I see? So I'll give them to you again. What energizes me, what inspires me, or what solves or soothes an issue that I currently see. Okay? So hit me in the chat because I've got a lot of cameras off, so I don't know who's here and who's with me or not. So in the chat, if you could, let me know if you got it. Put hashtag got it in the chat for me, please. Okay. Thank you. All right, guys. So here's what we're going to do. As I said, we're going to have you talking as much to each other as we possibly can in this short amount of time. So here's what I'm going to ask you to start with. So as you are, and I'm going to put something on screen here real quick so you got a reference point for this. So as you're coming into here, here's what I'd love you thinking about. Since you all are formal co-facilitators now, after all, some of the learning here that's really going to set you up to have this be a great investment of your time is to really highlight for yourself and with your peers, what is so relevant or meaningful or important for me about this conversation right now? Because we need you to be at the center, right? So check it out. Check out your screen. This is also on your peer breakout instruction sheet. So here's what we want you to be talking about. Why is it deeply meaningful or important for you to be in this conversation about interrupting the impact of traumatic stress on the workforce? And notice that bridge and building resilience. We don't just want you noticing what's going on. We want you thinking and talking about, wow, what does it take to build resilience in the midst of everything that Julie described a few moments ago? So here's how we want you to think about it. Why is it important for you personally, number one? Why is it important for the team that you work with that you are in this conversation, whether they are here or not? Why is it meaningful or important that you're engaging in this learning journey with us? Number 3, why is it important or meaningful or valuable that you're in this conversation in terms of the whole program or agency that you're a part of? And then lastly, if you have time for the bonus round, we're going to ask you to ask that question in the context of the community and the families that you serve. So do you guys have those 4 levels? Give me a hint in the chat or throw those cameras on and let me know, yep, I'm good. You can give me a digital thumbs up if your cameras are off, just to let me know you're with us. Okay, so in a moment, Steve is going to magically transport you to the special magical fairy dust realm of your BFFs. You're going to spend the next few minutes with your new BFFs, and you're going to answer those 3-4 levels of that question in 2 minutes, and then just simply switch to the next person. Person with the shortest hair goes first. And here's the deal. Now I need to have a heart-to-heart with my kindred, my people. If you know somebody putting a mic in your hand, having you talk first is the thing that's like your jam, and you could talk for hours and not be tired. Okay, look, you really only have 2 minutes. Okay, really, for real. So this isn't like your video music awards acceptance speech. You got 2 minutes and then switch. Okay. So when you see the join breakout room button, go ahead and click that button, begin your conversation. We'll bring you back in a few minutes, about 6 or 7 minutes. Again, you'll have 2 minutes apiece. Go forth, share openly, hashtag don't be stingy, Patrick, I see you, and come back and be ready to rock. All right. So when you see that blue button, hit it. Excellent. Thank you so much, Chris. Thank you so much, Babs. definitely how it impacts our own executive functioning skills. We will get into that. Thank you, Shane. Looking for fresh tips to beat stress. Absolutely. I see you, Miss Pat. Better way to serve my family and teammates. Come on. Stress and trauma is not a 9-to-5 endeavor. So we're talking about things that can help us really navigate this in every area of life. Thank you, Patrick. I love it. Listening first and being intentional about empathy. Absolutely love it. No problem, Christine. Just asking folks to post in the chat a response to why is it deeply meaningful or important for you to be in this conversation today about interrupting the impact of stress and building resilience. So when you get a chance, Christine, just post that in the chat. And while you guys are finishing up with that, I'm going to go ahead and get some slides going for us. And before I do that, actually, let me do one thing. I need to introduce you to who's going to be speaking with you for the next, 2 hours or so. Okay, so real quick, let me have you just please give Dr. Barb Pierce a warm welcome. She is my partner in Possibility, and she has been working with me from the very beginning. When I had an idea for this workshop, she immediately said, yes, absolutely, let's do it. So here are some things I want you to know about her, just so you have a sense of who you are, who's going to be sharing with you. So I just want to say very quickly, Dr. Barb is no stranger to stress and trauma in the workforce. She has been she's a 30-year social worker, and and child protection. And she is also a 20-year trauma researcher. So how many of you can get, man, what a valuable resource it is to have somebody like Dr. Barb here talking to us about this topic of traumatic stress and how to build resilience. She knows a little something about it. In addition, she is a Robert Wood Johnson clinical scholar. And I don't know how many of you are aware, Robert Wood Johnson is all about building cultures of health. Building cultures of health. And Dr. Barb's work now is really inclusive of how do we build cultures of health within organizations. So for those of us on the human service side, how many of you, if you've spent your career in human service, you know we need this conversation in human and social services? Give me a hands up or a thumbs up, right? This is a conversation that's necessary for us. So we've brought Dr. Barb in. She's put some wonderful material together. Every piece that you all just posted in the chat, Dr. Barb has some goodies for you. Cotton candy, if that's what you're into. Wheatgrass juice, if you're not. Okay, whatever, we've got something for you. Okay, so that said, Dr. Barb, here's what I'd love to do. Let me have you guys, if you're familiar in Zoom, let me give you one quick navigation tool here. Look at the top right corner of your screen. You'll see a little tab that says View. There might be a checkerboard next to it. If you want to click on that, you should see a few options there, speaker or gallery. You can change that to speaker so that the person that is speaking, that will be the biggest block when they're speaking. So I just want to share that with you guys as I kick us over to the slides. Dr. Barb, do you want to open up with any particular words of wisdom as we get going?
First of all, thank you so much. And for those of you in California, Hawaii, and Guam, blessings for waking up so early. Thank you so much for coming. Please make sure you have enough coffee in hand, or tea if you're a tea drinker. Just yes. Make sure you are, thank you so much. It's 5 a.m. in Guam. Thank you, Christine, for letting us know that. Bless you. I am in sunny Indianapolis, and it is about 60 degrees, which for us is really great. I am really, really happy to be here, and I am always thrilled to work with Dr. Nicole and Julie and all of the crew. They're an amazing group of people to work with. One of the things that I like to do is to start out by giving you a tool right off the bat. And this tool is actually used by our United States military. It's used by police officers. It's used by firefighters. It's used by people who have to stay in control and who have to control their heart rates and keep calm in situations where it's hard to keep calm in. And this is called box breathing. And so essentially what you do is you inhale from your tummy, like from your belly button, and to a count of 4. You hold your breath for a count of 4. You exhale for a count of 4, and you hold for a count of 4. And we're just going to do this a couple times so that you can experience this process. This has scientifically been demonstrated to lower your heart rate. And when your heart rate is lowered, you are beginning to control your stress. Okay? So if everybody will play along, that would be great. So I'm going to ask you to inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4. One more time. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4. Great. How's everybody feel? Just throw it in the chat. How's everybody doing? Okay. All right. So, sorry about that interruption with my phone. I just turned it off. So everybody's feeling great, fine, good. Okay. So we're going to be talking about some trauma-related material today. So I just wanted to give you a trigger warning. And a trigger warning means that some of the stuff that I say today might trigger some old feelings or some old experiences that maybe you have had in your life. If you need to take care of yourself, do that. Do whatever it takes to take care of yourself today. Thank you. Next slide, please. Awesome. So here's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about the different types of stress and trauma. We are going to talk about the long-term effects of trauma, understand what's going on in the brain and the body, understand symptoms of secondary stress that we experience as people who work with others, and identify strategies for building resilience and creating a plan, not only for yourself, but for your team and maybe even your organization. Next slide. Okay, so stress is not all bad. Stress can actually be positive or negative. So stress can produce a little bit of adrenaline just at the right moment to help us react quickly. So right now, when I start talking to a new group of people, I have a little jolt of adrenaline because I'm a little nervous. Just as you might have if you had to speak in front of a group, or If you're driving down the highway and somebody cuts you off and you have to swerve, what happens in your body is actually an almost instantaneous reaction that allows you to stay safe. So stress actually gives you a little jolt so you can do things that maybe you're a little nervous about, or can keep you safe when you are in danger. But stress can also be hurtful. Stress that is repeated or chronic, stress that piles up, can produce adrenaline in your body, or cortisol, which is surging through your body at higher levels than normal, and your body never comes back to normal or you're typical for you. And you might actually have symptoms of insomnia or anxiety, or feeling keyed up all the time, or not being able to concentrate, or having body aches or high blood pressure. So stress can be helpful when it doesn't happen a lot, and when your body comes back to normal. But it can also be hurtful when it's chronic and your body puts out cortisol all the time and your body really doesn't have a chance to come back to normal. Next slide, please. Okay, so let's think about what trauma is. According to SAMHSA, trauma is an event or series of event or set of circumstances that's experienced by people as physically or emotionally harmful or life-threatening, and that can have lasting adverse effects on a person's functioning. So let's think about this whole COVID thing. I mean, life-threatening, yeah. Experienced by a whole bunch of people. How about the whole world? And is it affecting our functioning? Sure. But you know what? There are other kinds of trauma as well. There's psychological trauma that happens to people when they're growing up. So some people come into the workforce with a trauma history. So, and that trauma history happened to them before they turned 18. So kids that have grown up in trauma. But then we also have entire groups of people in this country that grow up with the trauma of poverty and racism. You may be one of those people, but you also probably work with those people every single day. Next slide, please. Okay, so what happens to people before the age of 18 is a series of events called adverse childhood experiences. And this term was defined by two people named Anders and Felitti back in the 90s. And that's okay. And they did a really large study on adults, and they were looking specifically at adults that had trouble with initially obesity. And they found that people that had problems with obesity had large histories of having been abused, neglected, from families where there was an absent parent by divorce or death, that maybe they had been homeless, they were living in violent homes, that sort of thing. And so they began to develop these categories of adverse childhood experiences. And then they retrospectively looked to see whether or not there was a correlation between adverse childhood experiences, the number of adverse childhood experiences, and health. And actually they found a remarkable, they had a remarkable finding. And that was that 60% of the population has at least one ACE, and that 1/4 of the entire population has 4 or more ACEs. This study has been reproduced all around the world, and it happens in every culture and in all countries where this has been replicated. Next slide, please. Okay, so now you're thinking this woman's must be a little off her rocker. She's showing us a tree. All right, I want you to think for a minute. And throw it in the chat. What does it take to grow a healthy tree? Just put stuff in the chat. What does it take to grow a healthy tree? Water. Yes, thank you, Jesse. Deep roots, soil, sun, nutrients, water, good soil, nutrient-rich soil, sun, a strong root system. Yes, thank you. Now, let's think about what does it take? Music, yes, thank you, Jesse. What does it take to grow a healthy person? Support. What else? Yeah, Jennifer, by the way, said bees for trees. Yes, thank you. Nurturing, love and good nutrition, nurture. Yes. It also takes loving relationships, structure. Okay. It also takes good nutrition. And what does it take to have good nutrition? You have to be able to get, to actually acquire the means for good nutrition. So you have to have healthy food. You have to have a healthy environment. You have to have a safe and enriched environment. You also, and by safe, so let's think about what does this safe environment really mean? It means that you are not experiencing physical and emotional abuse or neglect. You're not being sexually abused. Your parent is not abusing substances and not able to care for you. That you are not living in an environment where domestic violence is happening. You are not homeless. You don't have a parent who is incarcerated. Those are the original adverse childhood experiences, all right? But in the root system, which we would think of as the environment that a person grows up in, when we see people that have grown up in poverty with discrimination, racism, community disruption, community violence, poor housing quality, affordable housing, lack of opportunity, economic mobility, and social capital, what we see are people that not only have the initial adverse childhood experiences, but the root system is also traumatic or can be traumatic as well. So we see people who grow up in poverty and with racism and in violent communities having inordinate amounts of adverse environments and more cortisol being put out by their bodies. So the root system has to be healthy so the tree can be healthy. And if the root system has all these issues in it, we have a lot of work to do to help a person grow to be a healthy person. Next slide. So as with those 10 original ACEs, researchers are finding actually the cumulative effects of poverty, community violence, and racism have as much effect on the body as the original 10 ACEs. So in some instances, these are adding to those original 10, increasing the cortisol loads from that stress, which may be one reason that we see more cardiovascular and other disease states in our African American populations, our Native American populations, and our Latinx populations, actually. Next slide, thank you. So let's talk about the long-term effects. Next slide. So we know that adverse effects in terms of mental health and physical health are dose response effects. So 0 ACEs are not going to contribute, but the higher the ACE score, the more it contributes to mental health and physical health issues. And we know that actually the magic number is 4. Where when people have 4 or more ACEs, they are more likely to have mood disorders, anxiety disorders, substance abuse disorders, impulse control disorders. They're more likely to actually commit suicide. They are more likely to have high blood pressure, diabetes, etc. So thinking about what's the reason why? And we're starting to look at not only how the brain works, but also the effect of cortisol on the body itself. Next slide, please. The next slide is just showing the suicide attempts that I already talked about. And so let's talk about brain mechanisms. This is our fight, flight, or freeze response when we have a life-threatening stress or a stress that is chronic. Our sympathetic nervous system reacts. Now your autonomic nervous, so you have your central nervous system and your autonomic nervous system. And your autonomic nervous system is a balancing act. So when we have a stressful event, the sympathetic nervous system is taking over and keeping you safe. And when your body feels safe and your body is coming back to calm, that's your parasympathetic nervous system taking over. One thing that's really important to know is that your parasympathetic nervous system can be willfully controlled.
Don't miss that. Don't miss that.
All right. So the body's automatic reaction starts when your senses perceive danger. And there is a part of your brain called your amygdala. And if you, can y'all see my hand? If you actually hold up your hand and put your thumb right in the middle of your palm and then close your fingers around, just like that, you have now approximated what your brain looks like. And where your thumb is, right in the middle of your palm, is where your amygdala is. It's buried deep inside your brain. It's small but mighty. And when your amygdala picks up signals that your body is threatened for some reason, it sends a signal to your adrenal gland, and your adrenal gland puts out adrenaline, which is actually cortisol, and it also puts out some other neurotransmitters. That is actually what makes your body go into fight, flight, or freeze. Okay, so this is really important to understand. Number one, that the sympathetic nervous system when your body senses danger, it is automatic and it is split second. It occurs just like that. Think about the last time you were driving down the highway and somebody tried to cut you off. Think about what happened in your body. Throw it in the chat. What did you feel like? Anybody? Or you can shout it out.
If you can remember when we used to drive places.
Yeah, when we, yeah, right. When we were allowed out to play. Yeah, okay, so your heart's in your throat. Your heart is pounding. You feel tension all over. Yep. Anything else? I got pissed off. Yes. Simeon, yes. The first thing that happens to me is I curse. Go figure. And you have to learn, you do have to learn to let that go. Absolutely, Ray. You're absolutely right. But what happens is when your body reacts, your heart rate increases, your breathing increases, all those central functions are geared to keeping you safe. You are perceiving nothing but what's in front of you, and your heart rate and your blood pressure and your breathing rate are doing nothing but keeping you safe. All right? You clench your teeth, your whole body tightens up. Absolutely. You just become upset. But your body also reacts. So you either swerve or you put your foot on the brake, whatever it is that you need to do. And if you think about it, the last time that happened to you, you didn't even think what you needed to do. You just did it because your body took over and kept you safe. All right? So it's really hit the brakes hard. Absolutely right. So it is that knee-jerk response to a life or death stressor. Absolutely. All right. So now think about the things that happen to kids when they are perceiving that their mom or dad or you know, two moms or two dads, whoever they're living with, when one of them is being beaten up by the other. That's really scary for a kid. When a parent dies, that's really scary for a kid. When they get physically abused or neglected, when they're hungry all the time because they're food insecure. And I prefer not to use the term food insecure. I prefer to use the term hungry because kids are hungry, not food insecure. So thinking about what that feels like to a child and then having it repeated over and over, the child's body, first of all, children don't think like adults. And second of all, a child's body is never coming back to that calm state because they're always living in fear of the next time it happens. That's what adverse childhood experiences are. That's what the experience of racism is. That's what the experience of poverty is. You never know when the next comment is coming, or you never know when your next meal is coming in the sense of being impoverished, for example. Next slide, please. So this is just a schematic that Nicole and I came up with. And so we start out with that typical normal state. The danger happens, the amygdala sends the signal to the adrenal. We get the fight, flight, or freeze response, but then once things are back to normal, we go into recovery and we get into the typical normal state. That is what our bodies are supposed to do. That's normal. Next, please. But when there is repeated stress over time, repeated trauma over time, what happens is the body never gets back to that set point, to that normal state. And in fact, it sets a new set point where the cortisol levels are high or higher than normal all the time. And that puts wear and tear on the body, particularly on the arteries. And that's where you get, you know, high blood pressure and diabetes and heart disease and all those, long-term physical consequences. So our environment, what we are exposed to on a daily basis chronically, has an impact on our physical and emotional health. So they're all tied together.
Hey, Dr. B, let me ask you to hold right here. Real quick, everybody, are you guys starting to see this picture come into focus? Not just for childhood or even the people you serve. Are you all starting to get that connection between the environment and even small repeated exposures? Some will call them microaggressions in some cases, since we're talking about race and discrimination as well as poverty, the impact on here and why we're setting this foundation. If we're going to interrupt the cycle, we want you to see the cycle. So if you could put in the chat for me, hashtag I'm with it. Hashtag I am with it. If you are picking up what Dr. B is putting down, put in that chat for me, hashtag I'm with it.
And can I just say, if you forget every slide except one or two, remember this slide and remember the tree slide, because the tree can be changed. That environment can be changed. The work that you and the people that you work with on your teams do on a daily basis, lifting people out of poverty, helping people get resources, that actually helps to grow stronger, more healthy roots. So if you can remember that the work that you do directly impacts poverty and hunger and, homelessness and all the things that are important to that environmental piece, that's really important. But it's also important to realize that your coworker, this could be your coworker, this could be you, this could be your coworker, and it could be your multiple coworkers. Because what we know is that people who go into social work or providing social services are people that typically, we've done some studies, are people that typically have higher than normal adverse childhood experiences or higher than normal impact of growing up in poverty, for example. I grew up in an environment where I didn't know I was impoverished until I grew up and realized that my very first paycheck was more than both of my parents' paycheck together. So, really important to understand that that we all in social services have way higher ACE scores and way higher sort of adverse environmental effects. It's why we do what we do. Some of us are on a mission, right? So it's important to pay attention to that. Next slide, please. The other thing that happens, because some of us have higher than normal ACE scores and higher than normal sort of adverse environmental effects is that triggering happens. Now, our bodies remember this stress and trauma. And our amygdala doesn't always know that the trauma is real or not. So your senses pick up things that remind you of the trauma. So you might see something that reminds you of an original trauma, or you might smell something like a scent that reminds you of an original trauma, and that goes to your amygdala, and your amygdala, and again, this is automatic, your amygdala sends a signal to your adrenal gland, and you start putting out cortisol, right? And your body starts reacting as if you are actually in a situation where you're in danger when you're really not. Triggering can happen in the workplace to your coworkers, to the people on your teams. It can happen to the clients that you serve. It can happen anywhere at any time. It occurs in situations where people perceive they're powerless or that they lack control. And just like fight, flight, or freeze, it's split second. So essentially, triggering is when your amygdala hijacks your body because it thinks it's in danger, even though it may not be. So there's the trigger, the perceived threat, the fight, flight, or freeze, that learned response that you developed over time, and but you can interrupt it, and I'm going to talk about how to interrupt it in a second. But a person who's triggered may look like they're fidgeting. They might look kind of spaced out. Their jaws might be clenched, their fists might be clenched, they might be breathing a little faster, they might tear up, they might have quick, agitated speech, or they might be totally withdrawn. Okay? So it's important to realize that anybody in your office, whether it's a team member or a client, can get triggered at any given time. Next slide, please. And when the amygdala is engaged, whether it's during an original fight, flight, or freeze response or a triggering response, the executive function of the frontal lobe is not working so well. And what does the executive function of your frontal lobe do? It helps you to think. It helps you to be able to control your behavior and control what comes out of your mouth. And so when your fight, flight, or freeze response is happening, you're not thinking straight, and you might act in ways that you wouldn't normally act. So when you see a person in maybe one of your offices overreact or become sort of, we call it behaviorally dysregulated, but basically they might throw their keys or they might tip a chair because they're out of control. They're having an amygdala attack. Their amygdala has engaged the fight, flight, or freeze, and their brain is not thinking straight. And that's what happens. Next slide, please.
So right quick, you guys, start substituting you as Dr. Barb is talking about what you might see out there, start looking for yourself in these slides. What's your trigger point? When is it that you are, you know, you kind of on an edge, and the next person that steps in front of you, they're going to get it. They're going to hear some choice words from you.
Yep. Yep. Now, there are some strategies to help. And we all get to that point. I just want you to know, this is a universal thing. We all get to the point sometimes where if one more person says something to me, they're going to get it. Okay. We all get there. All right. So when you know you're feeling that way, stop. Get yourself out of the situation a little bit. Do some box breathing. I already taught you that. Do some box breathing. Try to find some humor to neutralize the situation. There's a 6-second rule. It takes the chemicals that are released during the amygdala hijack 6 seconds to dissipate. So take 6 seconds to take 6 deep breaths, focus on something funny or something else, and until the initial overreaction lessens. The other thing that you can do is, and this is called a grounding technique, is name 3 things you can see, 3 things you can hear, 3 things you can smell, 3 things you can feel, like as in tactile feeling, and then use box breathing for a minute or 2. That helps you to stay grounded in reality as opposed to going in your head. The next is reflect on the situation. What got you in that place to begin with? And then think about different ways of handling it in the future. I also recommend mindfulness training and practices such as trying to learn some meditation. And Nicole taught me something yesterday. There's a free website right now called Mental Math. Was that it, Nicole?
Heart Math. Heart Math.
Say it again.
Heart Math.
Heart Math. And it's a website, and we can give you that website, and they have some lovely videos to help to teach you some of this mindfulness training. And it's free right now because of COVID. So I would encourage you to learn some mindfulness techniques.
I'll drop it in the chat on the break, everybody.
Thank you. Next slide, please. All right. Nicole, you're up.
Okay, team. So if you have the breakout instructions, I'm going to ask you to grab those because I'm going to pull these. I'm going to pull this slide down here for just a second so I can see your wonderful shining faces. So look it. Check it out. How many of you guys are starting to see this thing, right? This is blowing my mind. If we're going to talk about interrupting the cycle of trauma, Chris, we got to give you guys an awareness of what that thing looks like. So here's what we want you to discuss now. This is no longer theory time. This is you time. So we want to give you a minute to think about for yourself, what are the symptoms of stress that Dr. Barb just talked about? What are some of the things that you see for you? And here's the key word that I want you to write down in your notebook. Real versus perceived stress or threat. Real versus perceived threat. And here's what I want you to write under that real versus perceived threat. Your brain don't know the difference, Elma, so it really don't matter. Okay? So when you think about it that way, what are the symptoms of stress? What does stress look like for you? What does your body do? What does your thinking do? Ashley, right? What do you, like when you know you're stressed, are you able to think straight? For me, for example, I literally start to pace and ping pong around my office. Distraction is at a fever pitch. I literally can't focus on one thing. My mind is all over the place when I'm really stressed. So we want to give you a moment just to think about this and have an opportunity to talk about it. And what are some of the things that you see with your team? And what are some of the things that you might even see in your whole agency? You know, this not only if an organization is really the conglomeration of all the people in it, what are some of the stress effects that you see ping-ponging around your office during high stress moments, right? So we're going to give you a second to think about this, and we're going to put you in a breakout room for just a few minutes this time. This one's going to be really quick, you guys, because we want you to start really pulling this in for yourself. Again, like I said, we're not talking theory anymore. We're talking about you, because we want you to leave this conversation with tools that will make it different, palpably better for you. So Steve is going to magically shift you into some breakout rooms here. And this time we're going to give you 5 minutes. So you're only going to have like a minute apiece. Okay. And here's what I'd love for you, or 6 minutes. So we'll give you 2. Let's give you 2 minutes. Chris, I think that's only fair, right? I just think that's only fair. 2 minutes apiece. So go ahead. Hashtag don't be stingy. Don't be stingy. So, I'm sorry. I am getting a note here that we're a little bit behind. So let me ask you guys this. Do you need a break? You guys ready for a break to kind of recharge, get up and stretch and come back? Need a break? Okay. Okay, great. Excellent. So here's what we'll do. We're going to give you a 15-minute break. If you could be back at 5 minutes past the hour, we're going to set you off. When you come back, we're going to put you into this breakout room like almost immediately, and it's going to be fast. Okay. This one will be really fast. So take a break, come back at 5 minutes after the hour, and go get yourself refreshed, get some water, whatever you need. And we'll see you back in 15 minutes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Please get up and stretch, and we'll see you back in a moment. Okay, guys, I want to say thank you and welcome back. Hoping that you did get a moment to just kind of rejuvenate yourself. So remember, before we went in, just that simple question. Dr. Barb has given you a really good, sharp picture of what stress looks like, not just the past and quote childhood experiences, the ACEs information, but when that amygdala gets hijacked, what does it look like? You know, and so we want to give you just a minute to talk with each other about what's your flavor, what's your soundtrack when you know that you have really kind of gone over the edge. What does that look like for you? What does that look like in the team that you've been a part of? Have you ever been a part in a meeting where you see a couple of people starting to kind of get triggered? Right? What happens in that kind of meeting? And remember, it's not just life or death threats. When the brain perceives a threat, when you are being triggered back to something. So for example, you've been asked to provide by your boss a presentation, and that's not really your deal. Or here's my big one. When somebody criticizes my work, oh my God, you would think the sky has fallen. Why does she say that? Why she have to say it in public? Why Steve have to try and get on me about my playlist? Why he not, right? What's your thing? What's your thing? It doesn't have to be big, but what Barb gave you is a little map to say, but what does it look like for me? Because that's how I can flip it. That's how I can stop it. So we want to give you and this one is going to be quick, you guys. Only a minute and a half. So you just want to get right in there and say, ooh, this is what I look like when my amygdala is hijacked. This is what you should prepare for. Okay. This is what you'll see. So we're going to send you in groups of 4. You're going to really take a minute, and then we're going to bring you right back because we've got a few more things that we want to share with you in the next half hour or so. And then based on what we're going to give you, we want you to have some time to actually be able to put a plan of action together. What are the things that you can do to actually stop this cycle? And what are when you see it active, and what can you do to build some reserves of resilience to help buoy you through this stressful time that we're all living through? So, okay. So Steve, go ahead. You guys are going to be in a group of 3 of your new BFFs, best friends in the world, just like junior high. And you're going to have that conversation. Remember the question, okay? What does stress look like on me? What's my stress soundtrack, right? What's my stress soundtrack? What do I do? What do I say? How does my body feel? Ready, go. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Good to see you. Okay, team. So here's what I'm going to ask you to do. We wanted you to have a moment to kind of start loosening up with this material a little bit. We got some upbeat music. Again, this is another way to interrupt that cycle, right? We want to activate some different biochemical release in the brain. This is a tool you can use. So if you would, in the chat for me, put your number one. When you are stressed, what's the thing you do? What were you sharing? What came out in your group? Man, this is how stress looks on me. I ping pong. I cannot focus. I cannot slow my thoughts down. I know I'm over the edge. That's mine. You know, what's your deal? And Ray told me to shut up. Okay, Ray, I see that might be one of your stress responses, like being, you know, a little curt.
Thoughts, reactionary.
Yes, oh, I love that, Julie. Inner drill sergeant.
Yes.
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 No, I shut up.
Oh.
Shut up. You withdraw.
All right, that's a good save, Ray. That's a good save. That's a good save, yeah, Raymond.
Before you think, yes.
Oh, yes, come on, Babs.
Oh, yeah. Stress clean. That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Get distracted and impatient. Yes, yes. Lack patience. Absolutely. Absolutely.
You guys keep flooding the chat because you really want to get a sense of the more that you can tell on yourself. That gives us some space for some real authentic work, some good stuff that we can get done in here. But number two, you have a running list of, okay, this is what to look for in my team, right? And you have a proper way to categorize it. Not like, oh, I'm gonna have to give them a talking to during their performance evaluation. Julie, I see you. I see you. I'm just kidding. Okay. All right, guys, I'm gonna bring the slides back up, cut the music down. And want to have Dr. B pick up because we've got some things that we really want you to be able, now that you see the cycle, we're going to start giving you a whole bunch of interventions to use to begin to interrupt that cycle and build resilience. And I will put, I think you may have missed it, I'll put in the chat again the heart math link so you can add that to your toolkit. Dr. B, take it away, my sis.
The other thing that I want you to understand is that all that stuff in the chat that you just put there, look, everybody does it. I want you to know that I want you to normalize this. This is, everybody does this. Hey, Nicole, in my slide, I'm seeing music. I'm not seeing the slides per se.
Okay. Okay. Let me come back. I'm not sure why that is. Let me stop share and try it again.
Awesome.
And you guys give me a thumbs up. You should see, once I hit share this time, you should see a gray and blue slide. Let me know what you see. There we go. Okay, is that right? Okay.
Well, can you go to the one right before it?
Yes, yes I can.
There we go. Okay. So far we've been talking about primary stress. We've been talking about ACEs, what happens to kids in childhood. We've been talking about the stress of poverty, racism. We've been talking about COVID. We've been talking about all the primary stuff that's happened to you, that may have happened to you or that happens personally. But there's also something called secondary traumatic stress. And this is the stress that happens to people who work with others who have trauma. So people in the social services in particular have higher levels of secondary traumatic stress because they absorb the stress. We hear the stories of the people that we work with, and that affects us emotionally. Next slide. Thank you. So secondary traumatic stress arises out of emotional labor. That is working with other people's emotions, okay? So the work that you do and the work that your teams do is emotionally charged work. It's important to recognize that this work can produce this secondary trauma. It's different from burnout. Burnout, anybody who works on the factory line can get burned out. Burnout, it happens when you do something over and over again, and you sort of lose interest in what you're doing. You become exhausted. You're not engaged in your work. Now, you can have both. You can have secondary trauma and burnout, but you don't necessarily have burnout if you have secondary trauma. Next slide. So that typically the people who get secondary trauma are the carers and responders, the social service workers, community workers, medical workers, pastors, people like that. Next slide. Okay, so the symptoms of secondary traumatic stress are the same symptoms pretty much as primary. Anxiety, sleep problems, trouble concentrating, being forgetful, feeling withdrawn, maybe being angry, emotional roller coaster, not taking care of yourself, not eating well, not exercising, things like that. Next slide. Symptoms in the team, however, and I do want to pay attention to this for a minute. Think about your teams for a minute. Think about what this might look like in your teams. If your teams have increased conflicts or short tempers, or tempers flare sometimes, or avoiding stressful or traumatic tasks, or having maybe some low morale on your teams, or negativity or fear, those things can really spread in a workplace, just like poison ivy or like COVID. Like seriously, negativity in a workforce can spread like wildfire. It's terrible. Feeling withdrawn from your colleagues. So instead of talking and seeking support from your colleagues, you withdraw from your colleagues. And then increased pressure on the team because people choose to take days off. They're taking days off because they're trying to take care of themselves because they are so stressed. But then the stress on the team of having workers take time off means you have to do extra or double work as well. So take a look at, like, diagnose your teams and try to figure out if there's stress going on there. Again, with COVID going on right now, your teams are probably stressed to the max. But, you know, normally also in non-COVID times, you can also see this stress. Next slide, please. There are also organizational symptoms that perhaps there's lower inter-team relations, or turnover problems, or staff breaking rules because they're apathetic, or lacking vision for the future. When we have increased turnover, by the way, that costs agencies a ton of money. It increased mental health costs because people are seeking out the mental health folks through their insurance. Reluctance to change, like you want to make some new initiatives, but people are like, no, lack of respect for deadlines, negativity toward management, decrease in work output. The workforce is less flexible or nimble, or believing that improvement is not possible. These are all symptoms that there are problems within the organization, and it may be, it doesn't have to be, but it may be symptoms of secondary trauma in an organization. Next slide, please. All right, so we're going to talk about what to do about this. Next slide. First thing I want to teach you is, and I would love, 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 love if you would use this in your workforce, teaching people how to take their stress thermometer. How to take their stress temperature. So just throw it in the chat. Where do you think you need to be here? Just take a look at this slide. What number do you think is a good number to be at work? 4, 5, 5, 5. Okay, 4, 4, 4, 4s and 5s. Okay, so you want people to be focused and active. You want people to function, but not have to put effort into functioning, right? And a 3 is okay, relaxed and focused, depending on what that job is, right? So 3s, 4s, and 5s, boy, that's great. Today, I'm putting forth effort to function because of some other stuff. I'm a 6 today. But when you start seeing people who are relaxed and not focused, that's something to think about. But when you really start seeing problems, you start to see 7s, 8, 9s, and when you see a 10, that person's lost control. And that's behaviorally lost control. So getting people to be able to identify, where are you on your stress thermometer today? What's your stress temperature today? That's an important diagnostic for your team. And I would encourage you to, sort of hang these, when we all get back to the office, hang it up in your cubby. It's a good little reminder where you need to be. Next slide, please. So let's talk a little bit about resilience. Resilience and hardiness are important concepts. Resilience is the ability to bounce back. So we all have stress. We all have stuff going on. And right now during COVID, we all have stress and fear and, maybe even grief because we've lost loved ones. All right. But when we can bounce back, that's health. Next slide. So there's a set of capabilities for what we need to have as parts of ourselves that allow us to be resilient. First and foremost is a moral compass, or Nicole said earlier, a North Star. What is your North Star? If you can see the picture behind me, my North Star is behind me. I have it behind me. And it says, act justly, love mercy, and walk humbly. That's my North Star. I look at that every day, and I try really hard to live up to that every single day. Having realistic optimism, having the ability to have a role model that you can imitate, that you think does a really good job with bouncing back. Giving and getting support. Listen to what I just said. Giving support, we're in social services, we're good at that. Getting the social support, receiving it is equally important.
Come on, preach to them, Barb. Preach.
I'm preaching now. Mental and emotional flexibility. Being able, when you're not emotionally flexible and you're stuck in one place, you cannot bounce back. Bounce back means just like a ball, you can bounce and go forward. Having some sort of spiritual practice. I am not talking about religion, some sort of spiritual practice. If religion is your spiritual practice, that's fine. But a spiritual that there's something in the world greater than I am, or the environment, or whatever it is. The ability to face your fears and to push forward through them. Making sure that you are paying attention to your physical fitness and your physical health is important, and also your brain fitness, so that you're not just, you know, sort of vegging out when you go home. That brain fitness is important too, and having a sense of meaning, purpose, and growth. Many of us in the social services have this real sense of meaning and purpose, and it's important to sort of tap into that. Okay, next slide, please. All right, so resilient people are able to be optimistic and flexible. They're able to use their social support, to accept social support, to regulate their emotions and have good executive functioning. That is, they can think through stuff. Using cognitive reappraisal, that means that you have a conscious strategy to notice what's going on that's negative, but replace it with a positive perspective. Listen to that now. You notice the negative, but replace it with a positive perspective. And that you can make meaning from negative circumstances. Next slide. So during COVID, we've had some real struggles, and we have to be intentional about some things. So first of all, reflecting on the layers of grief and loss that have happened, not only in our teams, maybe in our own families, in our caseloads, but focusing on the positive aspects of the situation. Now think about this. Because many of you are probably working from home, what are you, instead of thinking about what am I losing during COVID, what am I getting to do, or what am I able to do because of COVID? For me, it's I get to spend more time with my husband. And that's an amazing thing. I get to eat lunch with him every single day that I would not do if I were at my office. That's a good thing. Again, self-care, healthy food, fresh air, physical fitness, taking care. We know that there's the COVID 20, just like the freshman 20 in college, you know? Well, there's the COVID 20. We need to work on our physical, mental, and emotional strength. And that means we need to be eating healthy, get out in the fresh air, get your physical fitness in. Extending grace to yourself and to others. Being mentally flexible allows you to accept your failures and to learn acceptance, make meaning, and use humor. Reaching out to others and being intentional about reaching out to your teams. Being intentional about making connections. So I'm just gonna get a little dorky on you with some chemicals in your body, okay? Oxytocin is the love hormone. And when you seek social support, oxytocin is released, and oxytocin reduces amygdala activation. How do you activate oxytocin? Play with a dog, hold hands, hug somebody in your family, give somebody a compliment. That's the love hormone. But there are other hormones that also get released, such as dopamine. Dopamine gets released when you complete a task, or when you're doing your self-care activities, or when you're celebrating little wins. There's also serotonin, which stabilizes your mood. How do you do that? Meditate, go for a run, sit out in the sun. Take a walk in nature, cycle or go swimming. Those of you that are in like really warm climates, you can do this probably year round. Then there are endorphins. Endorphins are painkillers. They make us feel good. And the quickest way to get your endorphins going is to exercise or laugh. So watch something funny on TV, watch a funny movie. The other one that's my personal favorite is dark chocolate. The next thing is having a mindfulness and gratitude practice. And at the end of this, we actually have a gratitude, it's in your toolkit. We actually have a gratitude sheet for you that you can copy off. Gratitude helps you develop a sense of deep calm and acceptance. Next slide. All right, so I just said all these things, except for one thing. Thinking about yourself as an oil lamp. If your lamp doesn't have enough oil in it, you cannot shine your light for others. So it's really important that you make sure that you put oil in your lamp, and you do this by all those things that I just told you, plus having healthy work-life balance, learning to look on the positive, using positive language, taking time for reflection, take a vacation. When we're allowed to take vacations, take a vacation. Spend time with your family and friends to recharge, even if that means you're doing it on Zoom. Learning to reach out to others and accept, remember I said oxytocin, accept your support from others. Next slide. This is a self-care wheel. It's in your toolkit. We're going to skip it for now because you have it. We did this already. So let's talk about supervisory responsibilities here. How do we make sure that we're putting oil in the lamps of our teams? Okay, well, the first thing that we want to do, and that you've already done a little bit of, is assess the worker's secondary trauma on your teams and, you know, sort of figure out where they are. Encouraging them to take time for self-care, to use the EAP if you have an EAP, or the professional assistance that is available to you with your health insurance. If you're able to do flexible scheduling, that helps. Encouraging breaks and vacations. Intentional, listen to me, intentional weekly check-ins, intentional reminders for self-care. And I know some leaders that actually have self-care sessions with their entire teams. Encouraging a team to approach the job in, if you can pair workers, for example, and don't allow workers to go it alone. If you see somebody struggling, pair them up, let them get some help. The buddy system or a self-care buddy system can be amazing. Reflective supervision, the #1 intervention that helps workers is a more clinical or a more reflective supervision, being able to help your supervisees with identifying that they might have secondary trauma, identifying that they might need some other help. So again, a focus on the reflective aspects of their job. Supervisory support is the #1 thing that can help in the workplace with secondary trauma and with retaining your workers.
Tell me you heard that. Tell me you heard that one, y'all.
the research on that is really strong. But let me just say, and I want you to hear this too, supervisors get secondary trauma too, and so do organization leaders. So you have to take care of yourself and discuss with whoever your supervisor is as well. So it's all the way up the chain. Everybody needs to be able and allowed to express what's going on for them and feel safe and comfortable doing it. Because that open and transparent environment allows people to heal and to be resilient. Next slide, please. All right, so here's my little special note. So providing a physically and emotionally safe work environment for everybody. Open communication. Most important aspect of coping with any trauma is receiving social support. Even with COVID-19, through virtual means, reaching out to offer support. It's important. I've known wonderful leaders who are sending out weekly coping tips and self-care reminders to their teams. Sending clear messages from your executive teams, expressing like an esprit de corps or a support and acknowledgement of how hard it is right now. This is important, acknowledging that. Making sure that all supervisors and middle managers understand those how to de-escalate a trigger that we talked about earlier. Setting up sacred space for listening and using the Vegas rule. Everybody knows the Vegas rule, right? What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, right? Okay. And supervisors having team meetings for listening and support, specifically directed at, kind of what's going on right now, like COVID-19 and perhaps racial concerns that are happening within the workplace. They're certainly happening across the country, and it's important that we have, really supportive listening environments. Next slide, please. So I just came up with a couple of little things that you might be able to say. People are having pain and trauma right now. So an example might be, I hear your pain and I acknowledge that this has been really hard and traumatic. I see that you're doing the very best for you and for the families that we serve. If you need to talk, I'm here. If you feel you need other help, we can help you get that, okay? And then empathy. I hear your fears about COVID. I see what it can do. We're doing everything we possibly can to mitigate the spread and to keep you and all of our employees healthy. So just again, just some, for me, it helps to have thought about what am I going to say to people when they, ask me. Next slide.
Hey, Barb, before we move from this slide, I just want to make sure you guys just take a note. Sometimes everything that's inside of these last few slides that Dr. B has shared is all about letting folks know that they are seen, that they are heard, and that what they're going through, that they are valued, that you not only see them, but you recognize what's happening. I think Ray started us off with this right at the top of the meeting, being able to see and recognize and reflect that. So those are really three key words here that are really propping up everything that Dr. Barb is sharing with you all, that letting your folks know that they are seen, heard, and valued.
Yep. Thank you, Nicole. All right, so here's what organizational leaders can do. First of all, be the person you want them to be. So model being open and available, be supportive, be proactive rather than reactive, and be a model. So model positive emotional labor, model open communication, culture of hope, meaning, and purpose. Use humor and whimsy. You see how Nicole and I do this training. You see how we model humor. We use music. We use whimsy. That's important. Modeling appropriate supervision at every single level. If you are able, institute shared governance. That helps. Always remember to be sensitive to a climate of trauma. Remember, 60% of the population has had at least one trauma. So, you know, chances are a whole bunch of people that you work with have had trauma. So pay attention to that. And then thinking about the client population, probably closer to 90 or 100% of them have had trauma. Try really hard not to contribute to the trauma. Advocate at work for mindfulness training. And you know what? Get to know people that are on your teams. Take an interest in their work and in their lives. Hi, how you doing? How are the kids? What's going on? How's your mom doing? I knew your mom was sick. How's your mom doing? Forming this sense of community is really important. Next slide, please. All right. So this is me. Well, you know, when I was younger, because, you know, the hair is blonde. Unfortunately, I can't just wave my magic wand and make this happen. I wish I could. I wish we all could, but we can't. So we have to make a plan. Next slide, please. First of all, put your own mask on first. You have to shine your own light, fill your own oil lamp so that you can help other people with their oil lamp. So just like when you get on an airplane and they say, you know, if you're traveling with somebody else, put your own mask on first before you help them. So you're going to have to come up with your own plan to take care of your own self, okay? So what does stress look like in me? What are my best stress management practices? What is my self-care plan? And how will I know my plan is working? All right, so that's the first thing. Before you even come up with a plan for your team, you have to come up with your own plan. Next slide, please. So we're gonna ask you to build your own resiliency backpack, taking all of the tips we've given you. The first thing we want you to do is take a moment to reflect and write 1 or 2 things down that you can do for yourself, for your team, and for your program. And then we're going to ask you to share 1 strategy for each level. And then bonus, 1 thing you appreciate or admire about another person in your group. Go on, Nicole. I took your job. I'm sorry.
That's all right. I wasn't going to say nothing, but since you did.
Okay. I was on a roll.
That's right. You're feeling it. So we're going to, I want to make sure you guys have a moment. If you don't have access to the breakout instructions, that you can just write down this question or these series of questions for yourself, because we want to, as Dr. Barb said, we want to give you a minute just to gather your thoughts. We've covered a lot of ground so far. So want to give you a moment to talk about not just what you heard. Remember at the beginning where we were really breaking down the cycle, what it looks like and what that amygdala hijack, what it actually lives like or gets expressed like in you. But now we've given you several tools. So I want you to take a minute, review your notes for that stress thermometer, review your notes for, okay, what are some of the things that I might say? And here's the key here, you guys, not just to my team. What do I need to say to myself when I find myself highly stressed? right? So we want to give you a minute to just think about that. Then we're going to send you into a group, as Dr. B said, to give you a chance to start building this up. We want you to do this in a group. Remember when we deputized you as co-facilitators and co-leaders? This is your moment. You guys are going to be peer coaches with each other. So sharing this information is an example of activating social support. So we want you to be actively not just sharing what you're doing, but listening for one another. And also, you know, ask a question or two. Hey, what are you doing? Wait, Elma, you said that you were going to start doing this meditation practice. Well, where did you pick that up? Can I find it somewhere? You guys feel me? You guys get me? Give me a thumbs up in the screen or a digital thumbs up if you kind of know where I'm coming from with this. So we want to give you we've got like 20 minutes. So we want to give you some time to really kind of think this through yourself. So before we send you into breakouts, we're going to give you a full 4 or 5 minutes here in the big room. And I'm going to give you some music that you can kind of journal to so that you can start putting this plan together. So let me have you do that. When you hear the music end, then we are going to shift you again to a magic land where you're going to meet 3 new BFFs. Hopefully someone that you haven't encountered yet, Ray. And then we're going to have you do some co-coaching. Okay?
And then
so
also, if you have any questions that you're not, you know, think about those too. Like
yes.
for us, we want to make sure that we're responsive to your needs as well.
Excellent. So take the next few minutes, we'll pipe down. If you have any burning questions that are going to impact your plan, just put them in the chat. And when we bring you back, we can respond. Okay, guys, if you're still writing, no worries. We're just going to send you in about 30 seconds. We're going to send you into a room. And when you get there, just, you know, kind of have somebody watch the time. We're going to have you in for 20. And just somebody who's on deck to make sure that everybody has an opportunity to share their plan. Don't forget that question. How will I know my plan is working? How will I know my plan is working? Really crucial piece. Steve, when you're ready, we can send them in. people, my people, my people. So good to see you back. Oh, yeah. Here they come. Hey, Dot, good to see you. Dot, I love the colors you have behind you.
Mm-hmm.
That is like energizing me just seeing that. I love that. Nice. Okay, Wonder Team, here's what we want you to do. I'd love to hear from a few of you. I just want to get a quick sense. What was it like? Listen, Steve knows me, fear of missing out. I would have been in every breakout room if I could, Bernice, but it's just simply not possible. So give me a digital hand. If you can just share quickly, hey, this is some of the stuff we shared in our conversation, or just your general vibe and feeling after that last conversation. That would be awesome. So just raise your digital hand. If you don't know how to do that, just give me a thumbs up on the screen and we'll get it going. Boom, 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 boom. I love how kind you guys are. Don't bum rush each other hitting the mic. I'll say that much. You guys are so wonderful.
That was a positive reframe right there.
Oh, please go ahead, C. Chang. You got the mic. Hit it. Just unmute yourself and let her rip. There we go. Thanks, Babs. See you next time. Oh, you can go ahead, C. Chang. If you're talking, we can't quite hear you though, or get a little bit closer to your mic.
Sorry, I have audio issues is what.
Sorry about that.
Oh,
Can you put
okay.
it in the chat? Can you chat?
That's exactly right.
Okay.
Okay, team, let me have you do this since everybody is so in their own Zen moment. Maybe that music was too Zen that I sent you out with. Maybe it was too much.
Ray has a thumb up. Ray has a thumb up.
Cool. Go ahead, Ray.
Yeah, I'm trying to, sometimes I talk too much, so I'm developmentally trying to just sit back and wait and not yap so much. But yeah, I think one of the people in the team pointed out, I think the most important part of that was to hear strategies from the other participants and to understand how everyone else dealt with stress and kind of was, worked with their teams. And so, that was the most important part of it. I heard, just taking time and sleeping, the ability to say no, just saying, hey, I'm overworked and I just can't take that thing right now. Or the ability to say, someone gives you a deadline, hey, I got to have this thing by tomorrow morning, and just reaching back and going, well, do you have to have it by tomorrow? What's going to happen if I don't get it to you by next Wednesday? Is North America going to fall into the ocean? What's going to happen? Kind of thing, and so doing that to take stress off. We have one participant that leads, I think it's either a weekly or a daily yoga class. So they do a check-in after work, and then during that check-in, there's a yoga class that goes on with that, and she also mentioned having a very supportive manager, that kind of set the pace for the team during the day. So those are some strategies that we talked about.
That is fantastic.
No is part of my love language.
I love it.
No is the best word.
I like that. I actually like that. Ooh. Hashtag no is my new love language. I love that. Okay.
And that's self-love.
Yes, that's exactly right. So here's what I'm going to ask you guys to do. Put in the chat for me just one word. What was that experience like, being able to share this kind of information in the group for you? Was it energizing? Was it freeing? Was it calming? What was that validating? Yes, Julie, absolutely. Michaela, sense of connection for sure. Just give me a one-word chatterfall from each of you. What was that like for you? Really great, really great. So keep flooding that chat with what this experience was like for you, and just being able to have some dedicated time where you could build your life raft. That's really what this day was about. We wanted to be able to give you some time just for you. So before we transition any further, I want to do a couple of things in the last couple of minutes. I want to just get a sense, did you all have any questions for Dr. Barb? She shared a lot with you, and really, this could have easily been an all-day training. So I want to make sure, do you guys have any questions for her? Anything you want her to clarify, unpack for you that's going to empower your action plan? And then I'm going to go ahead and we're going to have a couple of things to drop in the chat for you because we really could use your feedback. We have a couple more of these coming up, and what you share with us as co-facilitators is going to make it better for the folks coming behind you. So if you could, E-Rock, if you could drop the link to the Mentimeter in at this point, that'd be great. Real quick. Any questions, or not real quick, any questions that you guys have for Dr. B?
Just one comment. I appreciate the tree. And the reason I appreciate the tree is because I live in Oregon, and, you know, we have, I don't know, develop techniques to find ways to separate one another. But everyone in Oregon knows what a tree is. And so thank you for that.
Yes.
Yes. And that the roots spread. And when trees grow, the roots spread to other trees and they help each other grow.
Ooh, I like that.
That's an absolute truth. Trees help each other grow.
And then there's weeds.
Well, then there's weeds, but you know.
I love it.
Strong trees occur because of other trees' roots.
Yes, Jennifer. So actually, I really love that metaphor, because that's what we're trying to seed with you all, is a community of resilience practitioners, so that you all, you know, not only are you not alone, you get that, but now you have a community of folks that have a common language around how can we address our own stressors and trauma, and how we can bolster each other up. That's why we wanted you to share those action plans, not just to be nosy. Bernice, I wanted to hear from you. Ray, I wanted to hear from you. Patrick, I wanted to hear from you, so I can support you. You can get a random email from me. Hey, how is it going? You know, how are you doing with taking that time to create opportunity for teams to reflect on where they are? So we have a question from Christine in the chat. In terms of coping with stress, ideas for leaders, what are some other ways that we can set up sacred safe space when our work setting doesn't provide that kind of environment? Any ideas for her, Dr. B?
So right now, if you're working virtually, you can literally set up virtual safe space talks. And if you're back to work face-to-face, you can set up virtual lunches, or not virtual, but, you know, lunch times where you as a leader go and you know, sit, and anybody that wants to come join you can do that. And that becomes a safe conversational space. And, you know, letting everybody know that this is what I'm doing. I'm intentionally creating this space so that if you want to talk, if anybody wants to talk, if a group wants to talk, here we are. And, you know, so those sorts of things. Also, you can set up safe spaces with regard to safe email space even. So there are all those, you know, different ways of doing that. But I actually had one of my former students taught me the most wonderful thing, where she set up where they had department meetings, and she set up safe space where people did crafts for an hour. And during the time when you're working with your hands, people start talking. And that crafting space becomes a very safe space, because people are working with their hands and doing something, but also talking at the same time. It becomes, for that particular, and this was a child welfare team, that team became so close. And I think part of it was that the leader was very intentional about doing something with your hands at the same time as talking, because it relaxes you. So that's just a couple of ideas.
Excellent. Thank you so very much, Dr. Barr. And don't forget, you know, Ray's example. You might have somebody on your staff, Christine, that is a meditation teacher or that is a yoga teacher, and we just may not know because frankly, we've never asked. Yeah. So one thing, maybe invite your staff to share if they have things like that they want to share with the staff. So with that, I want to just encourage you, go ahead and click that Mentimeter link. I promise you this will take you about 60 seconds or less. And what you will see, holy camole, what you're going to see here is just, and let me know, do you guys see like a bar graph on the screen? Okay, great. So as you guys are taking a minute, once you click that link, this will take you to this page, and you can again just let us know. We want to get a sense from you all, you know, what made the difference for you, other things that you want to learn more about. This is a technical assistance activity from the region. So if there's other stuff you want to know, don't hesitate to let us know, and we'll certainly do what we can to accommodate you. What I'd love to do is you guys are completing that. I'd love to have Patrick kind of take us home here.
Can I just say one thing?
Sure.
Sorry, I just wanted to say thank you so much for your attention and your time. And remember that an empty lantern provides no light. So self-care is the fuel that allows your light to shine brightly. And when your light can shine, you can help others. And my parting wish for you is that may all that you do now be for love, and may you always be fiercely kind. Thank you for your attention, and shout out again to Hawaii and Guam. You guys are awesome.
Oh my God. Yes.
Yes. I'm sorry, Patrick, but I just wanted to say thank you and goodbye to everybody.
Yeah, words of wisdom. Yeah. So first off, thanks to our wonderful speakers / facilitators, Drs. Barb and Nicole, for sharing their knowledge, wisdom, and experience. Also, many thanks to our wonderful contractors, BLH and ICF, helping put this meeting together. Much appreciated. And then, of course, thanks to everybody who took the time out to attend today. It was some wonderful, reassuring, and I think positive conversations today. So I know I definitely needed it, and thought it was pretty valuable. So our next Regions 9 and 10 TA meeting is on March 24th, I believe. So I hope to see you for that gathering. And I think please take a moment to complete the evaluation that I think will shortly appear on the screen. Mm-hmm. Steve, this is his magic boing. There we go. Talk about timing and teamwork.
There we go.
So yeah, I mean, as always, like, your feedback is extremely valuable in the planning and delivery of these meetings. So please take a sec if you can. And with that, again, thanks to everybody. Nicole, any last words? You want to help us kind of spin down here?
Well, here's what I have for you. I'll just simply leave it at a song, Patrick. So as you guys are thinking about how you are going to go out and keep changing the world, I just want to take good care of you guys and dance it out, dance it out. And I look forward to, we'll certainly be back and offering this. If you have colleagues that couldn't make it today, but you know this is something that they need, please go ahead and reach out to Patrick or Julie or Michaela or Jennifer or Steve at BLH, and they can share that information with you to make sure we can get them hooked up and taken care of too, and add them to the resilience building family. How's that, Patrick?
Solid goal, Nicole. Solid goal.
Good to see you all. Thank you for joining us today. Unlike my normal, I actually wanted to get you guys out of here on time. My schedule was to have you in here until 11:30 tonight, but I couldn't get him to go for that. Julie was like, absolutely not. So, okay, guys, feel free to dance it out. If you don't have the heart math information, hold on one second. I want to put that in the chat for you right this minute to add to your toolkit, because that is hot stuff. So keep dancing while I scroll back through the chat to copy it again. And I will get you hooked up, but keep dancing, build up those endorphins and oxytocin